Namaskar. Welcome everyone to the fourth session of our Sharada Lipi class. So we have completed till the first varg of consonants. So we will continue with the second varg today. And before that, we will take our assignments. We will correct them here. And as our routine, let's begin with our Panchastavi to take blessings, and then we will move ahead with our class. यन्नेत्ये तव कामराजं परं मन्त्राक्षरां निष्कलां तत्सारस्वतमेत्य विरला कश्चिद् बुधाश्चेद् भुवि आख्यानं प्रतिपर्वसत्य-तपसो यत् कीर्तयन्तो द्विजा प्रारम्भे प्रणवास्पद प्रणयताम् नेत्वोच्चरन्ति स्फुटम्. Now we will take the corrections. We will take few assignments and see what were the mistakes that were commonly made. There was some issue with the assignments yesterday. So few of the assignments have accidentally been removed, and we request all the students that whenever you upload the files, your assignment files, make sure that you only upload your picture, your assignment photo, and just make sure that the other assignments that pictures are uploaded, they are not removed, or they are not disturbed or modified any which way. So there were few that we could check. Rest, whatever assignments we had checked, the files are not there in the folder now. So whatever we have, I will just go through those. So this assignment, Shweta Rangaraja's assignment, this is. So we will just check what all mistakes are made here. Okay, so here you see the curve that you have made here is somewhat like this. The loops are not properly formed here. If you see, look here, and this vertical stroke here is very small, and we had mentioned in the last class that this vertical stroke in the curve needs to be a little longer for the reason that you will understand today when we take the next work. So this vertical stroke has to be a bit longer, and these loops that you have drawn are not round. They need to be round, complete round, as this is shown here, this round here. The loops are of equal size. They are complete round. Here, I'm drawing it again. So this is how it should be. They are of the equal size, and there are complete circles. They are not, as told earlier, they are not the infinity sign kind of a thing. So this is wrong. Please correct this. Rest g, kh, g, gh, and they are okay. One more thing here. At few places, as you see, these loops made at the end are little wider. Again, there is a reason why we tell you to rectify these things in the beginning of the class, because as we move ahead and learn the special rules and matras and everything, these things matter a lot. So make sure that this loop at the end when you draw is not very wide. It shouldn't be like this. Try to make it as small as possible. This is how it should look like. So at few places it is wide. Here it is correct. Here it is okay. Okay. Few places you see here it's wide here. So make sure that that you make it small. Again in gh, this curve as we have told that this curve shouldn't be very prominent. This is a very slight kind of a curve, you know, very indicative mark here at the beginning. It is not like this. You can refer to the video and the pictures of the study material. This loop here at the beginning, this curve is not very prominent. It's very slight, just at the beginning, very slight. So this one thing that you need to correct here. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Here again, curve, the vertical stroke is very small. This line, this is very small. This has to be long, and then you draw the loops to the sides like this. Here, we have shown it here. So make sure that this line that you draw in the middle, this line is long, and do not keep it very short here. It's very short. So that is one correction. Rest is all good. And here yes, this ga is good. This again, here the loop is very prominent, and this thing has curved a little more here. So this one is not right. So this is good. Yeah, try to keep the length like this. A slight curve at the beginning. And this is not a curve here, it's a straight line. When you start making the ga, this line is not very curvy. If you see, you know, the first one that you have drawn is good. You know, it shouldn't be very curvy here. Okay, so now here the line is very wide. You see here, and the shirorekha is extended here. Again, when we draw na, make sure that this loop is exactly at the end of the shirorekha, and the shirorekha on the top, this horizontal line, is not extended. There are a few reasons that we tell you to follow these things. You will see why we don't extend this line here. It should be made right at the end of the shirorekha. So here you have extended, so this is wrong. Here you have made it at the top, but the length of the shirorekha is too wide. It should this loop should have been drawn here. I see there was a mistake here, but that's okay. But it shouldn't be drawn here. Again, the shirorekha is extended here. So yeah, this is not correct. It is at the end. This is okay. This is okay, but again the length is this is too wide. The gap between this part and this part is too wide. Avoid doing that. Again, this is again too wide. And here the shirorekha is extended. I will draw it again here. Here, you need to draw it just here. Don't keep it too extended. Don't take it here and then draw the loop. This one is wrong and this one is correct. And no shirorekha extension beyond this point. Okay. Let's take the other assignment. Here, ka is okay. At few places, the stroke is shorter. Here, it's good. Kha is okay. Ga is okay. The ga shape of the triangle in ga is like this, and it doesn't. It's not similar to what we do in E. It's not like this. This is wrong. Few assignments we saw yesterday, the shape was drawn like this. This is the wrong shape. This is how it is. It's a right angle triangle here in G, and the line behind this stroke is little longer. Here also, if you see, you have drawn a 45-degree angle. This is not right. This first one is right. So follow that shape. G again, see this curve is too much here. Here it's somewhat okay. So follow this shape. It's a very small curve and then this goes like this. Yeah. And this curve at the beginning, if you draw it like this is wrong. This shape is wrong. This is the right shape. Try to follow this shape as shown. A very slight curve in the beginning. And these loops are straight. There are no curves in the loops here. Okay, so now is good. Again, here the first one is right. Here, this line is very wide. This area is very wide. Follow the shape that is here on the first one. This is again very wide. This is good. This is good. Okay. So follow the shapes that are corrected, that are marked here, tick mark. Next assignment. Okay, here K is good. K is good. Go again. Okay, good. Go is drawn nicely here. So this is what I mean when I say the curve is very small at the beginning. So this is correct. It's not very curvy. It's not made like this. It's not made like this. So this is the right shape. Very slight, and then you draw it like this. And now again, okay, so here some shapes are good. For example, this one is okay. Here the line has gone little, it's a little crooked here, I would say. This is the right shape. It's straight. Here it's straight. And you have made an angle kind of a thing here. The first shape is good. Follow that. Then the last one is okay. So these need to be corrected. Yes, and they are drawn at the end of the Shirorekha. Okay, good. So just the correction here in no. Rest is all good. So there were very few assignments that we could show. Rest we have checked, but unfortunately they have the files are not there available now to show you more assignments. But yes, we have covered most of the commonly made mistakes. And if you have doubts, we can still clear them in the class after the class. And we will go ahead with the class today, which is this consonants. We'll continue with the consonants. Rakesh ji will be taking the class today.
Thank you. Thank you, Veronica ji. Take the control.
Yes, I have given you the controls.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible. Yeah.
And in case my audio breaks, no, there is little echo. So yes, students, thanks Veronica ji for correcting these assignments for us. And yes, there were yesterday when we were checking the assignments, we checked most of them, and suddenly in the evening we found by mistake, I think somebody had deleted all these assignments, and we saw only 4 or 5 assignments there. So I think apologies from our side, but I think we will see how to control that. But yes, as Veronica ji has mentioned, whenever you are submitting the assignments, please make sure you just upload your assignments. And we don't know for what reason the assignments had gone. So let's start with the Chavarga today, as Veronica ji has covered Kakha. So in the last section, I will just cover from the Cha. So just to start with, so this is the ch when we write in Devanagari. Now in Sharada, how we write, we just put a Shirorekha first, and then you see here I make this round and I come up. So this is the ch in Sharada. So I will just draw again, and I will also show what all the things we need to be careful when we draw this Chavarga. So first you drew the Shirorekha, almost leave little very less space on the left side, take a vertical line down, and then you make a round, and you have to come slightly down, and then with the same stroke just take your pen up. So this is Chavarga. So few points to note here is, you see here this is a gap here. That is what important is, that we will have to maintain that gap. When I say we will have to maintain that gap, means when I am drawing this Chavarga, it cannot be like this. This is a very common mistake which students do when they draw Cha. What they do is here, and then you make it up. You see that this is what we have to be careful here. You see it is in the same plane, or sometimes even this is taken upwards, which is not correct. You have to, when you draw a Shirorekha here, then when you draw this Cha, you have to come little up and then draw this line. So there has to be a spacing here. So that is very important to maintain. So this is the Cha in Sharada. We can draw with the normal pen also. So you have to draw this, just making it so that it is clear when students are drawing it with pen. This is how is this Cha. So we will go to the next Cha. So we will do this practice again. Do not worry about that. We will come back again when we complete this. So Cha in Sharada, sorry, first in Devanagari, this is Cha. Now when I write that Cha in Sharada Lipi, what I do, I take a Shirorekha, and then it is very similar to Ka, exactly how Veronica ji has shown you to draw Ka. It's a rounded thing, but there is no line here. That is the difference between Ka and Cha. If students have noted, that is the reason that when we told students when they were writing Ka, that is why we told them when you are drawing Ka, students were just taking this small line. Don't do that. Just extend this line for Ka little longer. Otherwise, if it is short, if it is just this much, sometimes when you are writing, it can look like it is Ka. So that is the only difference. If you see this particular portion here, if you cut this, it becomes Cha. So that is the important point what students have to note. So I will draw once again. So it is, and also this line you will draw from the center. So this is also one important question, that where do we start this, where do we end this? Aesthetically, it has to be aligned to the Shirorekha. That means you see here, this Cha is meeting the Shirorekha one time, and then Cha is meeting the Shirorekha two times. So accordingly, you have to align. Maybe here I was also wrong. I make this little more spacing than here, but we should keep it almost like this, where the spacing is constant and aesthetically and in a calligraphy discipline it looks better. So I will just take this center down little bit more, and so this is ch. Few importance which I will just point out here, which students should be careful about, is when they draw this, keep this line little longer. What can happen, because sometimes it can merge here, you can even draw this, that is not correct. Even this is also not correct. Make this line, whatever this vertical line is there, make this line little explicit. That means you have to, at least it has to be visible, that means little bit down, and then whatever wave we are doing, we make it. And as Veronica ji has pointed out, we will have to draw this as circular as possible and as uniform as possible. That means when I have to draw this, it cannot be smaller one here and the bigger one here. So that is also wrong. So those things students will take care. And this is ch in Sharada. We will come to the next character, which is j. So this is Devanagari j. So in Sharada Lipi, when I have to write, what we do here, I take this line and then I make a round and I take it down and slightly make it little curvature here, and then I draw two small vertical lines. So this is j in Sharada. I will draw once again. This is a Shirorekha. Then when I take this, you have to bring this down. That is important point. And then slightly, it's okay. You can just keep a little angle so that it becomes, it's beautiful. It looks beautiful when you aesthetically, and then you draw these two small vertical lines aligned. You see almost like an equal spacing among them. You see the spacing here. It is not accurate, but it should not be uneven. What I mean here is I can show some common mistakes what students can do here. They will do this and they will keep like this. This is not correct. Or they can also do this. You don't need to this show that curvature explicit. It's a very small curve upwards, very small, like this, and then you don't do it like this. This is also not correct. So then what is correct? When you have to draw this equally divided line of the Shirorekha, and that is how we draw. And one very important point which students should remember, as we have drawn in the Kavarga, when we draw that na, what I mean to say, this was the na in Devanagari, and when we draw that, it was that time it was this one, right? But here, if you see here, and it was a very small hairline, right? But here, if you see in J, this round is very important here. if you see this round, this is very important here. What I mean to say, when you are drawing, don't do this. That is in j, that is not correct. This is not correct. So what is correct then? When you take it, you have to make it round, and then you have to pull it down. So this round is very, very important when you draw j. So it is not like this now where it was not all absolute round, but in j, we make it exactly this round, and this lines, two vertical lines, equally spaced among between each other. So that is very important, which students should remember. Let me just come to the next alphabet. Yeah. So next is J. The bigger J. This is in Devanagari. And when we draw that in Sharada Lipi, what we do here is we take a Shirorekha, then at almost the same line, we draw this. It's like a triangular thing here, and then here what I do, like this. So this becomes J in Sharada. I will draw once again, then I will also point out few things which we will have to be careful. So when you do this here, you make this like what you have drawn in R, when you are drawn in E. So and then here, sorry, here you have to bring it to the center. So this is J. Few important points what we have seen students, what common mistakes what they do here, they make it like this. Don't make it sharp, that is not correct. This sharp curve is not correct, and you have to keep little spacing here. That is another important point. And also this is not round, that is also another point which students have to remember. And this is not like this also. How it is, I will just draw once again. So it is like this, then like a triangular here, almost at the end, but little spacing before you just leave some spacing. So you see here, this particular, how we draw this line, very important point in this particular thing, what students should remember. Just let me just concentrate on this, what is here. If you divide this into two, if you see here, this portion is more bigger than this portion. That means it is not like this. It is not semicircular. It is almost like an elliptical. What I meant to say, it is more bulged here and less bulge on left hand side. You see, this is very important, which students should remember. And this one will be repeated in for many different characters in Sharada. So please remember, this is how we will have to do that. You see this is not correct, this is correct. Even you cannot do it less bulged here and more bulged here. It is also not correct. It has to be right side is more bulged. It is like this, right side is more bulged, and when you come on this, you have to slowly keep reducing it. You see here, it is like this. So this is very important when you draw J. Let me draw the last, then we will take questions and also So I will just take the revision for these 5 once again. So this is new. So this is new in Devanagari. Now in Sharada, what we do here, you take a vertical line, and here what you do, almost before the half, before you make an half, you bring this, and this becomes new. So this is Sharada Lipi new. So I will draw once again, and I will also tell what all the things we need to be careful about when we do that. This is a vertical line. Here this is the center line almost, right? If I draw with a pen, if you take, this is almost like a center line, right? But what we will have to do, we will have to take this curve before the center line. What I mean to say here, this curve before the center line, and then this is how it is. This is new. I will draw once again for students. This is here, and then when we draw this is new. Few important points and very common mistakes what students will do here is, as by natural they will just keep this at a center and make it like this, which is not correct. Another very important mistake which we have seen what students will do, they will make this as a circular, which is also not correct. You see this is not circular. You see this, it is, if I have to draw once again, and these two lines have to be aligned. That means you cannot make it even up to half. That means what I mean to say, you cannot make this and then you cannot make only till here. That is not correct. This they have to be aligned with each other. So what I do here, just before center line, I take a curve. It's not absolute circle, and then here I bring it down and then a little curve and take it here. So this is how we make new. So these are 5. If I have to draw with a normal pen, so this is how it is. So this is new in Sharada. So these are the 5 alphabets, and yes, well, let's see if we have questions from students before I will just revise all these 5 once again. Veronica ji, is there any question?
Yes, there are a few questions. I have tried to reply them in the same. Yeah, I've tried to reply to each one of these. I will let you know. There are no more questions as of now.
Sure. Okay.
If you can just show them the ka and cha again, because they might get confused with the extension of the vertical stroke.
Yes. So if I have to draw ka, this line is little longer. This is very important point. This line is very little longer in ka, but when I have to draw cha, this is cha. So that is the difference between ka and cha.
Yeah, as the question is there any other possible way to differentiate? So this is the only way that we differentiate between ka and cha.
Yes. Yes, that's correct. So this is our chavarga. I will draw these ones again. Let me draw from ch ones again. So for students to remember, first let me draw this ch. This is ch. Ch. The curve, then again here one curve, and then two small vertical lines equidistance on the top, then jh. Oh, sorry. This has to meet on center. This is very important. And nya. This is nya. So this is ch, ch, j, jh, nya. So just to give you the connection with the theory of alphabets, I think this has been an interest of many students. As when we were into the vowels, they were all the shiva tattvas, the pure tattvas, the independent tattvas, and when we from that the objective world, that means shiva started creating this whole manifestation, which is this world, and the kavarga, which we learned last Saturday, the ka, kha, gha, gha, na, they were all panch mahabhutas, which is nothing but five basic elements, which is ka is the earth, prithvi, kha is water, gha is fire, gha is air or vayu, and na is ether or akash. The similar, when we it becomes that is the ka varga is the most grossest element. So in fact ka, which is the earth, is the 36th element in Kashmir Shaivism. That is the most grossest element. uh, and it becomes, now it will become subtler as you go from ka to cha varga. It is the cha varg here. This is the, these are called, the cha varga is called tanamatras. So this is like cha is the smell, the power of smell. The cha is the organ of taste. The ja is the organ of rupa, or it is the form. And the jha is touch or sparsh. And sound, nya is the sound or the tanamatra shabda. And this is like, it is, these are all mapped in, like example cha cha ja ja na, this was corresponding was ka kha ga ga na. So when we know like ka, when it was earth, and where is that earth resides, it resides into the gandha tanamatra. So that is the gandha, that is why it is gandha. That is the smell, the taste, the form, the touch, and then sound. So this is the shabda, which is the subtle element, for the correspondent, which was the space, is here the sound. So that's why we say sounds do basically reside in the akasha. So this was the chavarga. We will take, I think we can take the next chavarga today. Is that okay, Viranyaka ji?
Yes, yes, we have enough time, so we can do that.
So next, what we will do, we will just take chavarga. So let's start with the first one, which is the t. This is t in Devanagari. Now in Sharada, what we do here, so this is here and a very small round here. So this is t. It's a very small curve here, and like a U, half U, and the small triangular type of shape, not a sharp triangle, a small indicative on the right. So I will just draw it once again. So small curve here, and then small this thing. If I have to even draw with the pen, I think it's very important I show, because this can be a confusion to students. So it's like this. This is t. So few important points for students to remember. If the common mistakes, it is like this and they make it like this. That is not correct. It has to be covered. This has to be little longer. Another mistake what students will do is they will make it like this. That is also not correct. It is slightly curve, slight curve. Don't make it round. Don't make it like this. That is not correct. This is not correct. You have to first draw a straight line, and when you are going down, you have to just little bit bend and then turn and then take like this, and under this itself just make a small arrow here. So this is t. Now t, here in Devanagari. Now in Sharada, how we write it is very simple. I don't think that it needs more explanation. It is just one round. Just one round. This is called t. So I don't think this needs more explanation. It's just like 0 or O, how you do it. So this is t. Then we will do d. This is d. In Sharada, what we do, this is very important here. Students have to be careful when I draw this. You have to take little line and then make a round and then just leave it here. I will explain it also in details, but I have just drawn it here. Let me just draw once again before I come to the rules and precautions what we need to take, what you draw here. Like this line, then you make a round. Just stop here. When I'm telling stop here, see here, this was a center line, right? This is very important point here. See, this was a center line, right? You should not cross this center line. And this curve is a slight curve. It should never cross. It should never touch this. Like example, these are some common points. Why are we telling it? Because Sharada, there is another character which is coming in our way, which is bh. which is very similar, then it will be very difficult for you to differentiate. When I mean to say here, if I draw it like this, question can come, is this right or wrong? It is absolutely wrong. So why it is wrong? We will show that. You see here, this was the center line, right? It is almost, you have touched it. You are nearing it, which is not correct. So if I have to draw this with pen here, you have to take this line, you have to draw this, and then just stop here. Just stop here. Don't never extend this beyond this half line. Keep it away. Keep it on the right hand side. So that is the important here. So let me draw once again. And another point is also, this is almost, it's not like a circular, but it is, don't try to make it like this. That is not correct. It is like a little elliptical type, but you stop just before the center. So that becomes the. So only one cautious here is, this is round. This is very clear. When you are putting in a pen, you have to just make a round here and then do that here. And also this line is also very clear. What I mean to say here is, you see this, there is a very clear distance here, right? You have to explicitly see that. You cannot just do like this and then immediately you do that. That's not correct. Put this a good, like we draw in k or a ch, make it something like that. So that was the. Now we will go to the next character. This is dha in Devanagari. How in Sharada we do. This is again to be careful here. Oh, sorry. Line here. Take this. Make a round here. Come little down, slightly down, and then make a round here. This becomes dha. So I will draw once again, and then I will also tell some points which we will have to be careful about. So let me draw once again. So this is a round here, slightly down, slightly make it little, extend this and then bring it here. Dha. So few points which students should remember here is, when you draw this, don't go too below, and then this, don't do that much. Slight, very slight. This is, you don't need to go too down here. Slight curve, slight, almost like a 10-degree you are bending down. You're just bending just 10-degree down, and then here you make a curvature here. That becomes dha. So another question can come, whether it is beyond the Shirorekha or below this. It is almost aligned. This you see, this is almost aligned, even if it is not appropriate, but almost means it cannot have a Shirorekha, only small one, and then do like this. That is also not considered correct. Shirorekha and this particular one is has to be aligned. Another mistake, if you see here, this is on the same line. That is not correct. Slightly you have to keep it little down. That means slide down, slide down. Then this dha. So this is dha. So we will do once again practice. Do not worry about that. And then last is the no. So which is here. So how do we draw in Sharada is very important here. Just look at what I do. Small curve. This alphabet I'm drawing from right hand side. That's very important point here. I did not start from right. You see here, this is no. So I will just draw once again a curve here, then something like a bend here, C type, and one more here. Very important points to know here is this is almost aligned. It is almost, I can say it's almost aligned. What students do mistakes here is, which we have observed, students will do, this is not correct. If you see here, this particular angle is not correct. It has to be straight line. You see here, it is almost like a single line. Do not make like this, or even do not make it like this. That is not correct. This is one line, this is one plane, this is another one. That's not correct. It has to be almost in the same between these two lines. So this is what I meant here. And we will draw once again. So it is so it's here curve, here curve, and here little inside. Everywhere you see this, everybody is coming inside. This is also bending like this. If I have to make you understand, it's also bending like this. This is also bending like this, and this is also bending like this, right? But if you see here, almost all are on the same plane. That is important here. That is important here to note. And this Tavarga is, if I look at from theory of alphabet point of view, this Tavarga is the organs of actions. These are karma indriyas. So where the ta is called upastha, or the sexual organ, the tha is, which is the payu, where we excrete. The da is the pada, movements, the legs and the feet. The dha is pani, the hand, how we give and take. That's called pani in Sanskrit. And na is vak, so the tongue. So organ of speech, the organ of give and take, which is the hand, the organ of movement, which is our legs. Then this is the organ of the anus, where we excrete the waste, and this is the sexual organ. This is tav. So this completes Tavarga. I will draw once again these 5, and then yes, we have good time today. We can take some. Yes.
Yeah, we will take the revision. Before that, there are some questions. If you can draw them again.
Yes,
for example, the loop in dha, the last loop in the dha, how big it should be.
Yes. Okay, it is not so. Okay, let's draw that. It is what I mean to say here. It is almost this particular loop, almost of the same size. You cannot have this very big. That is not correct. You see here, this is not correct. Try to make it as much as you have drawn this particular loop. That means when I draw this slightly down, and it's, you see here, this particular loop and this particular loop of all on the same size. And this is slightly, if you see here, this was here, and this is if I have to take that, this is here, this is slightly here. There is very small gap here. Need not to be very too much gap, but slight gap is necessary here. So this is the loop. Almost whatever you make here, almost the similar loop here, and this is visible sometimes because it can, when you are drawing with pen. This is also not correct. Shirodekha is, I have to take it from left and then slightly same, almost like a similar thing. Yes.
And also, if you can give the similarities between the t and the n from the ka varg. Similarities or the point of difference.
Yes, perfect. Good question. So let's do that. Let me just draw that na varga here. See here, this was the na, but if you see in t has the bend here. Here it is straight line and again straight line. In the na of kavarga, it was straight here, small coming upwards and then bringing it down. It's and then slide here. It's all straight line here. This is straight line only till here, and then there's a curve here. So that is the difference here.
And also the loop should be at the end of the Shirorekha, and in ter you can extend the Shirorekha.
Yes, in ter, if you see here, yeah, that is another good point. In here, what we do here, we put this loop here. In ter, you can little bit slightly, it is beyond.
And there is one request on drawing the in with pencil, and also why do we draw it from left to right and not the other way around?
Okay, good. I think that is up to students how they can draw. Myself, when I draw it from the right, I'm not so comfortable. See here, I think it is some people. I choose this style of drawing this from right, but that's not necessary. If you feel you are comfortable, you can even draw it. I'm just trying to draw with a pen also. So it is slightly bent here, then it is slightly bent here, then it is slightly coming up. So this is in Sharada. But yes.
Also, the reason is, for example, when you draw in Devanagari, also when you write cha, you would all you have your own way of writing. You start from the vertical stroke, or you start from. Usually, we started from right to left and not from the vertical stroke, because the shape won't come right. So same is the case with na also. The shape won't be as perfect as you draw it from left to right. You will see and you will experience it. It's the same with Devanagari also. When you draw few letters, they take a particular shape when you draw in a particular way.
If you see here, when I'm drawing, when I'm drawing it from right, left, it's not bad. It's not bad. But when I do from, I feel I'm more free hand when I draw it from right hand. It is my personal these things. No rule. You can choose your own. I think Parulji also draws it from right hand, left hand, I think so. But that is all students' choice, how you want to do it. Let me just draw this Tavarga again, then we can take maybe few more questions. And yes, students, if they have any further questions, and also if they have any challenge in submitting the assignments, because now we are uploading the folders, respective folders, week 3. This particular today's will be for the week 4. So we'll make sure you get the correct folder and correct access to those things. So I'm just putting this in Devanagari first, so that we can remember what we are doing. there are very few. In fact, one another point which I want to tell students, why we encourage this calligraphy style, because when you draw it, my handwriting otherwise also, if I write the Roman or these things, this is very bad. But after I started writing with kalam or in calligraphy, it gave me a lot of confidence that yeah, I also can write little beautiful. So yes, and in order to encourage students to practice Sharada, it is good that you write it beautiful, so that you can, it gives your, it's, I think it's a self motivation. So that is, and I also was looking at Amazon, I saw a few columns almost like in 100 rupees cost also. I have ordered, let us hope I get it soon. But yes, students can choose their own way of writing with the different calligraphy style pens. There are a lot of things available in Amazon also. This is just around here. Then here round, here, and no, here bending inwards, here bending inwards, and here bending inwards. So this is so this is the Tavarga. We will also share the reference material. Yes, yes.
Rakeshji, if you can tell them how big this, how this th should be placed with respect to the other letters. Th.
Yeah, okay. It is, it has to be almost the similar. You see that I cannot, if I was drawing this, I cannot make it small. I cannot. I try to generally keep almost of the same height and width for these characters. But yes, no, you cannot do it. It will obviously come. You cannot make it. It will become. You can even do that. There is nothing problem if you want to make it so of the same height. But generally, the smaller one is better. But t is almost of the same of the t only. Maybe here it was a little smaller, but you can keep of the same size.
Can you again show the from right to left?
Yes, yes, sure.
How it is written.
So this is, it's not a straight line. It is just slightly bent here. Then you see here, you see here, I'm trying to align this particular line. What I mean to say here is, see here, I am not, this is almost aligned here. Here also I try to align it, even though you feel it is little bit low, but yes, it has to be, practically it has to be aligned, but slightly it is allowed. But we have seen majority of the students doing like this. That is not correct.
Yes, I think we can take the revision now, because few are asking for the cha varg again. So
yeah, sure, we can do that cha varga. So do you want me to write cha varga again?
Yeah, we should do the revision now. If you have nothing else to, if we are not doing anything else, then we can do the revision.
Okay, sure. So I will just draw that here again. So cha, ja, This is ch, slightly down this round and then coming back, then ch, little bit more line, ch. I can say that was not so good. So this is ch, ch is, you have to make a round here, slightly bend little upwards and equidistance lines here, that is j. This is slightly triangular here. Let me just draw it once again. J. This is not absolutely at the corner, slightly little right and much before the half line, and then bring it. This is no. So this is Javarga. So this is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So, and this is Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu and Upastha. Any more, Veronica ji?
No, that's it. They were just explain the tattvas again, if you can write from
So,
cha to.
Okay, sure. So cha are the tanmatras, the organs of the sound. As I said, the smell, taste, form, touch, and sound, which is the cha. If you see here the cha, which is the gandha, where the gandha smell resides, abode, like we can say the abode of smell, and then this is the rasa, the abode of taste, where the taste resides. It's not actually the organ of the taste, it is where the taste resides. That's the tattva. And this is the ja is the rupa, which is the form. So then this is the touch, which is the sparsha, and this is the shabda, or the sound, where the sound resides. So gandha, rasa, rupa, sparsha and shabda. Similarly, when I go to this tavarga, these are karmi indriyas, that means the organs of action. So this is upastha, payu, pada, pani and vak. That means this is the organ, this is the karmi indriyas, organs of action, the organ of speech, the organ, this is the organ of hand, or the give and take, where we basically transfer the things. This is organ of motion, the legs, locomotives. This is the organ of anus or payu, excretion of the waste, and this is the genitals, so which are the sexual organ. We will also post all these training materials into the drive, and if in case, because I know there were few challenges in the first 2 weeks, I hope that is not there, but in case students are facing the challenge, please write the email to Vyoma Labs and any concern, because we hope you next time onwards, let's make sure that everybody submits their assignments, do practice. And yes, as I said, just try to write in with the we don't encourage you to write with the ball pointed pens. But yes, students, whatever I've been doing, that I am doing very good. In fact, the bamboo stick column is the best one, which is the best calligraphy tool. So there are very good calligraphy pens available on Amazon, 100 200 rupees. You don't have to spend more money on that. We had one webinar where the student prepared the bamboo from the bamboo stick which he had, and the ink also he prepared from a local berry which he got from his village, and that was a very beautiful handwriting. Maybe we can show that to students sometime. But yes, thanks for being with us, and yes, do practice, and we will continue next Saturday. Thank you, students.
Yes, there is a column video. We will share that on the drive itself, how to make a column. That the video is made by one of our team members. We can show that, put it in the drive, and you can see it there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So that's it. Yes, we will continue next week. Thank you. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Parulji.